This morning I want to begin by redefining what prayer really is. Prayer is not weakness. It is not what you do when you have nothing left. It is the strongest response you can make when life feels overwhelming and your own strength runs out. Prayer is not just words spoken into the air. It is a living connection between earth and heaven, a lifeline that holds you steady when everything around you feels unstable. When I kneel before God, something shifts that cannot be seen with human eyes. In that sacred moment, when my knees touch the ground and my heart turns fully toward Him, the weight I have been carrying begins to lift. The noise in my mind starts to quiet. The strength I thought I had lost begins to rise again. Not because I suddenly became stronger, but because I leaned into the one who has been holding me together all along. This is where real strength begins. The world tells us to stand tall, to push harder, to rely on discipline, determination, and willpower. It tells us that strength comes from effort and control. But the kingdom of God teaches something radically different. True strength does not come from standing taller. It comes from kneeling lower. Real power is not found in striving. It is found in surrender. It is not built by gripping tighter, but by letting go. I have learned that the strongest moments in my life did not come when I proved how capable I was, but when I admitted how dependent I needed to be. When I stopped trying to carry everything alone and chose to bow my heart before God, strength met me there. Not borrowed strength, not temporary relief, but divine strength that renews, sustains, and steadies the soul. This morning, before you face any battle, I invite you to kneel with me, because true strength always begins with surrender. Heavenly Father, this morning I come before you with a quiet heart and an open spirit, aware that before I speak, before I move, before I face anything this day may hold, I need you. I do not come pretending to be strong, and I do not come hiding my weakness. I come as I am because you already know me completely. You see past my words, past my posture, past what I show others. You see the places where I am steady and the places where I am fragile. You see the courage I try to summon and the fear I try to silence. And still, you welcome me. I recognize now that prayer is not my last option when I am exhausted, but my first refuge when I am wise. Prayer is not a sign that I have failed to handle life, but the evidence that I finally understand where true strength comes from. As I bow my heart before you, I acknowledge that there is a power released not when I stand taller, but when I kneel lower. In this sacred moment, when my attention turns fully toward you, something begins to shift beyond what my eyes can see. The weight I have been carrying, the pressure I have normalized, the tension I have learned to live with begins to loosen its grip. Not because I forced it to leave, not because I reasoned my way out of it, but because I invited you to take your rightful place. Lord, I confess that I have often tried to be strong in ways you never asked of me. I have relied on discipline when you were offering grace. I have leaned on willpower when you were inviting surrender. I have pushed myself forward when you were calling me to slow down and trust you. I have mistaken endurance for faith and control for courage. Forgive me for the times I confuse self-reliance with spiritual maturity. Forgive me for standing tall in my own strength while neglecting the posture that opens my life to heaven's strength. Today, I choose humility, not as humiliation, but as wisdom. I choose to kneel because I understand now that those who kneel before you can stand before anything. I no longer see humility as weakness or surrender as loss. I see it as alignment. I see it as the doorway through which grace flows freely. Lord, I admit that I am tired in places no one else sees. I am tired of carrying expectations that were never meant to be mine. I am tired of managing outcomes I cannot control. I am tired of trying to hold everything together with limited strength and constant effort. I have tried to fight battles in my own power, to solve problems with my own understanding, to fix what only you can heal. And today, I release that burden. I lay it down willingly, not in despair, but in trust. I surrender the illusion that I must always have answers. I surrender the belief that I must always be in control. I surrender the pressure to prove myself, to perform, to compare, to compete. I lay down the inner voice that tells me I am alone in this. I silence the whisper that says asking for help is weakness. Lord, I acknowledge my limits before you, and instead of shame, I feel relief. Because you never asked me to be infinite. You asked me to be faithful. Your word reminds me that you give grace to the humble, and today I position myself to receive that grace. I open my hands and my heart, letting go of pride, self-sufficiency, and fear. I release the worry about tomorrow that steals my peace today. I release the regret from yesterday that keeps me anchored to what you have already redeemed. I release the constant striving that drains my soul and replaces rest with anxiety. In your presence, I stop pretending. I stop performing. I stop resisting. I kneel not because I am broken beyond repair, but because I trust the one who restores. I kneel not because I have nothing left, but because I finally understand where everything begins. Lord, teach me again that surrender is not losing ground. It is finding solid footing. Teach me that prayer is not about convincing you to act, but aligning my heart with your will. Let my first response no longer be panic, but prayer. Let my instinct no longer be to push harder, but to bow lower. As I kneel, I feel my heart soften. My breathing slows. My thoughts begin to settle. The noise inside me grows quieter, not because my circumstances have changed, but because I have changed position. I have turned toward you. I have acknowledged that strength does not come from within me alone, but from you who sustain me. Lord, I bring you the exhaustion I have hidden behind smiles. I bring you the disappointment I buried under busyness. I bring you the fear I masked with confidence. I bring you the silent battles no one else knows I am fighting. I bring you the moments when I smiled for others while struggling inwardly. I bring you the prayers I never spoke out loud. I do not filter my honesty because you are not intimidated by my truth. I do not minimize my weakness because you are glorified through it. I no longer pretend I am fine when I am weary. I no longer pretend I am strong when I need your strength. I choose today to kneel so that grace can flow freely. I choose to surrender so that peace can return. I choose to admit my need so that your strength can rise within me. Strip away every layer of pride that keeps me distant from your presence. Remove the self-reliance that convinces me I must handle everything alone. Teach me to trust not in my ability to endure, but in your promise to sustain. Lord, as I kneel before you, I recognize that this posture is not passive. It is powerful. It is the place where human limitation meets divine power. It is the place where striving ends and strength begins. It is the place where fear loosens its grip and faith quietly takes root. I lay down the burdens I was never meant to carry. I lay down the timelines I tried to control. I lay down the outcomes I tried to force. I lay down the weight of expectations that have pressed on my spirit. I lay down the responsibility of being everything to everyone. I lay down the fear of disappointing others. I lay down the pressure of constant performance. And in their place, I receive your grace. I receive your peace. I receive your presence. I receive the assurance that I am held, guided, and sustained by you. Teach me to stand strong only after I have knelt low. Teach me that real power does not begin in effort, but in surrender. Teach me that when I release control, you release strength. I kneel here not to escape responsibility, but to receive renewal. I kneel not to avoid the battle, but to be strengthened for it. I kneel because I know that the strength I need for this day cannot be produced by effort alone, but must be received. And as I remain here in humility, with my heart fully turned toward you, I allow you to do what only you can do, to lift what feels heavy, to quiet what feels chaotic, and to restore what feels depleted, knowing that every time I kneel before you, I am not becoming weaker. I am being positioned to stand stronger in everything that lies ahead. And as I remain here in that posture of humility, having released what I was never meant to carry, I now open myself fully to what you have already placed within me. Holy Spirit, I acknowledge with reverence and trust that you are not distant. You are not hovering somewhere far above my life, waiting for me to become better, stronger, or more worthy before you draw near. You are here. You are present. You dwell within me right now. The same Spirit who raised Jesus Christ from the dead lives in me, not as a concept or a metaphor, but as living power. You are breathing life into places where I have felt drained, awakening strength where numbness once settled, stirring hope where disappointment tried to make itself at home. I recognize today that I do not have to beg for power as though it were scarce or withheld. I do not have to earn what has already been freely given. I receive the truth that divine strength is not something you send from a distance, but something you activate within me as I yield myself to you fully. Lord, awaken that resurrection power in every part of my being. Let it rise gently but firmly in my heart. Let it steady my thoughts when my mind feels scattered. Let it anchor my spirit when emotions threaten to pull me in every direction. Where fatigue has lingered too long and become familiar, let divine energy replace it. Where fear has spoken loudly and persistently, let your truth speak louder and with greater authority. Where I have grown weary from trying to hold everything together, from managing outcomes and carrying responsibilities alone, let your sustaining grace hold me instead. I confess that I have often lived from adrenaline, pressure, and urgency. I have pushed myself forward on willpower, believing that effort alone would carry me through. But that kind of strength burns out. It leaves me empty, restless, and disconnected. Today, I choose something different. I choose to live by grace. I choose to draw from your endless well rather than my limited reserves. I choose to depend on presence rather than pressure, on intimacy rather than intensity. Teach me what it truly means to wait on you without anxiety, to pause without fear, to trust without striving. Waiting on you is not weakness, it is preparation. It is the sacred space where you rebuild what life has worn down and restore what stress has eroded. It is the moment where strength is renewed, not rushed. As I remain in your presence, I feel my inner being strengthened, not by noise, not by effort, not by constant activity, but by a quiet confidence that you are at work even when I cannot see immediate results. You are moving beneath the surface. You are restoring foundations. You are reinforcing what has been fragile. Lord, let your resurrection life move freely through every tired place in my soul. Restore passion where I have grown cold and indifferent. Restore vision where discouragement narrowed my perspective. Restore endurance where repeated battles caused me to doubt my capacity to keep going. Strengthen my inner man so that no pressure from the outside can fracture me from within. When life pushes hard against me, push back through me with your power. When uncertainty rises and questions multiply, stabilize me with your peace. When fear whispers that I am not enough, remind me clearly and firmly that you are more than sufficient. Replace confusion with clarity. Replace heaviness with hope. Replace anxiety with assurance. Let the wind of your presence blow through every corner of my heart, sweeping out despair and breathing new life where weariness once lingered. I declare this truth aloud before you. I am not powerless. I am not abandoned. I am not operating alone. I am a dwelling place of the Holy Spirit. I carry divine strength not because I feel strong, not because circumstances are easy, but because you live in me. Let this truth sink deeper than emotion, deeper than circumstance, deeper than temporary feelings. Train my heart, Lord, to draw from you instinctively. When pressure mounts, remind me to pause and receive rather than panic and push. When exhaustion threatens, remind me to abide rather than strive. Let my first response be dependence, not desperation. Let my confidence rest not in how much I can endure, but in how deeply I am connected to you. Teach me to recognize that every time I feel empty, it is not a failure, but an invitation to be filled again. Every moment of weakness is not disqualification, but opportunity for your strength to be made perfect. I release the lie that says I must feel strong to be strong. I release the expectation that faith means never feeling tired, never struggling, never needing rest. Instead, I embrace the truth that your power shows up most clearly when I acknowledge my need and lean into your grace. Lord, let that resurrection power lift what has gone dormant inside me. Let it reawaken dreams that disappointment tried to bury. Let it revive joy where weariness once lived. Let it energize obedience even when motivation feels low and emotions feel flat. I choose to run this race not fueled by pressure, comparison, or fear, but by presence. Not sustained by effort alone, but by intimacy with you. Teach me to drink daily from your Spirit, not occasionally when I am desperate. Teach me to remain connected, not visit sporadically when circumstances force me back to you. As I receive your strength, align my thoughts with your truth. Silence the inner accusations that tell me I am failing simply because I am tired. Silence the comparisons that drain my joy and distort my calling. Replace them with the quiet confidence that comes from knowing I am held, guided, and empowered by you. Lord, I receive the truth that your strength does not run out. Your grace does not diminish. Your power does not weaken. And because you live in me, I am not operating from lack, but from abundance. Even when I feel depleted, there is more available. Even when I feel uncertain, you remain steady. Even when I feel overwhelmed, your Spirit remains calm within me. I lean into that calm now. I let it settle my breathing. I let it steady my heart. I let it quiet my racing thoughts. I remind my soul that it is safe to trust you. I remind my spirit that it is supported by heaven. I remind my body that it does not have to carry what you are already carrying for me. Lord, as this divine strength settles within me, I begin to sense a shift taking place. Not just relief, but readiness. Not just comfort, but capacity. I feel myself being prepared for what lies ahead, not by force, not by pressure, but by grace. And as I stand here internally strengthened, filled from the inside out, I recognize that this strength is not only for endurance, but for obedience. It is not only for surviving, but for stepping forward. So as I remain anchored in this divine strength, as your Spirit continues to empower me quietly and steadily, I prepare my heart for what comes next, knowing that the same power now alive within me will also give me courage to move when fear tries to stop me, to obey when hesitation rises, and to stand firm when trials begin to test what has been planted here in your presence. I ask you, Lord, to shape it into courage that moves, courage that obeys, courage that stands even when my knees still tremble. Father, I come before you acknowledging that courage is something my heart deeply needs, not as a momentary surge of bravery, but as a steady force that guides my steps day after day. I no longer ask you to remove every fear from my path, because you are teaching me a deeper truth. Courage is not the absence of fear, but obedience in the presence of it. Fear may still knock at my door, uncertainty may still whisper questions, and my emotions may still waver, but courage allows me to move forward anyway, trusting you more than I trust my feelings. I bring before you now the places where hesitation has slowed me down. I confess the moments where doubt spoke louder than faith, where overthinking paralyzed my obedience, and where fear convinced me to delay decisions you were calling me to make. I lay before you the opportunities I avoided because I was afraid of failing, being misunderstood, being rejected, or stepping into territory that felt unfamiliar and unsafe. Today, Lord, I intentionally invite you into those places. I open every closed door in my heart and allow your light to enter the rooms where fear has been hiding. I no longer want fear to be the voice that determines my direction. I want your truth to speak louder than my anxiety and guide my steps with clarity and peace. When fear rises and says I cannot, let faith rise even stronger within me and answer with confidence, through Christ, I can. Teach me to move forward even when I do not feel fully ready, trusting that obedience unlocks strength I have not yet experienced. Remind me that readiness is not a feeling, but a decision to trust you. I acknowledge now that many of my battles have not been against people or circumstances, but against internal resistance, insecurity, and the persistent lie that I must feel confident before I act. I lay that lie down at your feet. I choose to believe that confidence is built in motion, not before it. Each step of obedience strengthens my faith. Each act of trust expands my courage. As you call me forward, steady my spirit, Lord. When my heart races and my thoughts swirl with questions and worst-case scenarios, anchor me in the assurance that you go before me and you stand beside me. I am not stepping into uncertainty alone. You are already there, preparing the way, ordering my steps, and surrounding me with your presence. When I feel exposed and vulnerable, remind me that I am covered by your grace. When I feel small, remind me that your power is made perfect in weakness. Lord, when the crowd walks away, give me the courage to remain. When approval fades and support disappears, teach me to stand firm in obedience rather than retreat into self-doubt. When voices of doubt grow loud around me or within me, train my ears to listen more closely to your promises than to human opinions. Let your word be louder than my fears. Let your voice outweigh every criticism. When doors close unexpectedly, guard my heart from shrinking back into discouragement. Help me remember that closed doors are not rejection, but redirection. They are evidence of your protection and guidance, steering me away from paths that would ultimately harm or distract me. Give me the courage to keep knocking, not in desperation, but in trust, believing that your timing is precise and your purposes are always good. Teach me patience that does not weaken my faith and persistence that does not harden my heart. Father, help me see trials not as signs of abandonment, but as training grounds for faith. Where I once saw obstacles, help me now see opportunities to trust you more deeply. Where I once felt threatened, help me now feel refined. Just as fire does not destroy gold, but purifies it, let the challenges I face refine my character rather than consume my hope. Transform my tests into testimonies, Lord. Turn my pain into purpose. Turn my fear into fuel that pushes me closer to you rather than farther away. Let every difficult season deepen my dependence on you and strengthen my spiritual resolve. Teach me not to waste suffering, but to surrender it. Teach me not to resent trials, but to learn from them. Shape my heart so that adversity produces humility, compassion, and faith instead of bitterness or retreat. Lord, grant me the courage to stand for what is right, even when it costs me comfort, approval, or familiarity. Give me strength to choose truth over convenience, obedience over popularity, integrity over ease. When compromise seems simpler and more socially acceptable, remind me that faithfulness always bears eternal fruit. Shape my conscience to be sensitive to your voice, even when that voice leads me against the current of culture or expectation. Teach me to value your approval above all others. Let my courage be rooted not in stubbornness, but in trust. Not in aggression, but in conviction anchored firmly in your word. When I face giants that loom large in my mind, fear, rejection, uncertainty, inadequacy, remind me that they are all smaller than your promises. Remind me that no challenge is greater than your power, no opposition stronger than your truth, no obstacle bigger than your faithfulness. Like David standing before Goliath, I choose not to come in my own strength, but in the name of the Lord Almighty. I do not fight with weapons of fear, control, or self-protection, but with faith and obedience. I place my confidence not in my preparation, but in your presence. The battle belongs to you, and because it belongs to you, victory is not something I must manufacture through effort or anxiety, but something I am invited to walk into through trust. Lord, when I stumble, teach me not to remain down in shame. Let me rise again, not hardened by disappointment, but humbled by grace. Not bitter from failure, but wiser through experience. Teach me that failure is not the end of my story, but often the beginning of deeper wisdom and greater dependence on you. When I fall, let me fall forward into grace, not backward into regret. When I rise, let me rise strengthened by what you have taught me in the valley. Father, I ask that my courage would not be loud or performative, but steady and enduring. Let it show itself in daily obedience, quiet perseverance, and unwavering trust. Let my bravery be evident not in dramatic moments alone, but in consistent faithfulness when no one is watching. Let my courage become contagious, not drawing attention to me, but pointing others to you. Use my willingness to step forward despite fear as evidence that your spirit is alive and active within me. When others see me stand, let them see not my confidence, but your faithfulness. Let my life testify that you are dependable, present, and powerful. Lord, I choose today to trust that you are my rock when I feel unstable, my refuge when I feel exposed, and my redeemer when I feel broken. Though circumstances may surround me like an army, my heart will not fear, because you are greater within me than anything that stands against me. As this courage takes shape in my spirit, I sense you preparing me not only to face moments of intensity, but to endure seasons that require patience, resilience, and faithfulness over time. I recognize that courage may carry me into the battle, but endurance will be required to walk through it. I ask you, Lord, to clothe me with endurance that does not fade when emotions shift or circumstances delay. Father, I come to you honestly, aware of my own tendencies and limitations. I admit that while I long for breakthrough, I struggle deeply with waiting. I enjoy beginnings more than processes, clarity more than silence, movement more than stillness. I want answers quickly, change immediately, resolution without delay. Yet you, in your perfect wisdom, are not only the God of sudden victories, but the God of long roads, hidden growth, and quiet perseverance. You work not only in moments that are visible and celebrated, but in seasons that feel slow, repetitive, and unseen, where faith is strengthened quietly and character is formed patiently. Teach me, Lord, to see endurance not as punishment, but as preparation. Help me understand that waiting is not a sign that you are absent, but often evidence that you are working more deeply than I can see. When progress feels slow and results remain hidden, remind me that you are still active beneath the surface, shaping me in ways I cannot yet perceive. Just as roots grow before fruit appears, you are establishing strength within me before revealing outcomes around me. I bring before you the places where I have grown weary of doing good, where consistency has felt unrewarded, where repetition has dulled my passion and made obedience feel heavy. I bring you the moments when unanswered prayers tempted me to question whether my faithfulness truly matters, whether my efforts are seen, whether my endurance has purpose. Anchor my heart, Lord, in the truth that waiting with you is never wasted time. Every moment spent trusting you, even when nothing seems to change, is producing something eternal within me. Give me the grace to keep going when motivation fades and emotions fluctuate. Teach me that perseverance is not about speed, but about staying. Not about intensity, but about faithfulness. Help me release the pressure to rush my growth or compare my pace to others. When I am tempted to escape discomfort rather than endure it, gently redirect my heart back to you. When impatience rises within me, remind me that your timing is always wiser than my urgency. When frustration builds, help me trust your wisdom more than my desire for control. Remind me again and again that delays are not denials, but often divine protection and careful preparation for what lies ahead. Father, when the road stretches longer than expected and my strength feels thin, renew me from the inside out. Let endurance rise where exhaustion whispers that I cannot continue. Let your spirit speak louder than my fatigue, reminding me that I am not walking alone. You promised that your presence would be constant, even when the path is difficult, and today I choose to believe that your presence is enough. Strengthen my patience in seasons where growth feels invisible and progress seems slow. Guard my heart against discouragement when effort goes unnoticed and obedience appears unrewarded. Help me remember that you see what others overlook and that you honor faithfulness even when it is quiet, hidden, and uncelebrated. Lord, train my soul to remain rooted when storms rage. Let me be like a tree planted by living water, drawing strength from unseen sources rather than shallow affirmation. When criticism arises, teach me not to harden my heart or retreat in fear, but to remain gentle, grounded, and secure in you. When rejection stings, remind me that my identity is not defined by acceptance or applause, but anchored in your unchanging love. When doors close unexpectedly, help me trust that your no is not punishment, but protection, guiding me away from paths that would drain, distract, or derail me from your purpose. Teach me to endure misunderstanding without bitterness, delay without despair, and silence without losing hope. Let perseverance refine my character rather than harden my spirit. Let it deepen my compassion for others who are also waiting, struggling, and growing. Let it mature my faith so that it is no longer dependent on outcomes, but rooted in trust. Where impatience once ruled, cultivate patience. Where frustration once lingered, grow peace. Where resentment tried to take root, plant forgiveness. Shape my endurance so that it reflects your heart, not my fear. Lord, help me endure not with clenched fists, but with open hands. Let my perseverance be marked by trust rather than tension, by surrender rather than resistance. When I feel tempted to measure my worth by visible results, redirect my focus back to obedience. Remind me that my calling is not to be impressive, but to be faithful, not to prove myself, but to trust you. Teach me to rejoice not only in answered prayers, but in the privilege of walking with you through the process, knowing that intimacy with you is the greatest reward. Father, I bring you the long seasons of waiting that have tested my faith. I bring you the prayers that have lingered unanswered, the efforts that have not yet borne visible fruit, the hopes that feel delayed and fragile. I lay them before you without bitterness, without accusation, without despair. Today, I make a deliberate choice. I choose not to give up. I choose not to withdraw. I choose not to harden my heart. I choose endurance over escape, faith over frustration, trust over doubt. Strengthen me to finish what you have started in me. Let me run the race set before me with steady perseverance, fixing my eyes not on obstacles, delays, or comparisons, but on Jesus, the author and finisher of my faith. When others move ahead and I feel left behind, help me resist comparison and discouragement. Teach me that every journey unfolds at its own pace under your careful guidance. When applause is absent and recognition is scarce, remind me that you see my obedience and that you are pleased. Let me keep showing up, keep praying, keep believing, even when nothing seems to change on the surface. Shape my endurance into quiet confidence. Let it steady my emotions and anchor my decisions. When temptation arises to quit prematurely, remind me of the harvest promised to those who do not grow weary. When my heart grows tired, renew my strength day by day. Let each sunrise remind me that you are not finished with me yet. Every breath I take is evidence that purpose is still unfolding. As I wait, I choose to worship. As I endure, I choose to praise. As I persevere, I allow you to deepen my faith. I trust that you are more interested in who I am becoming than in how quickly I arrive. And as this endurance settles into my spirit, shaping my character and strengthening my resolve, I sense you leading me toward a deeper understanding, not only of perseverance, but of the victory that already belongs to me in Christ. A victory that does not depend on my effort, but on what has already been accomplished on my behalf. As I rest in that truth, I now lift my eyes higher to see the victory that has already been secured. Father, teach me to pray from victory, not for victory. Teach me to stand not as someone struggling to earn what has already been given, but as one firmly positioned in what Christ has fully accomplished. Today, I acknowledge with clarity and gratitude that the cross was not merely the end of suffering, it was the eternal declaration of triumph. When Jesus declared, "It is finished," nothing was left incomplete, nothing was left uncertain, nothing was left undone. Every debt was paid, every chain was broken, every accusation was silenced. My freedom was sealed, my authority was secured, and my identity was established once and for all in Him. So now, Lord, I choose to shift how I live and how I pray. I choose to move out of a posture of scarcity and into a posture of inheritance. I no longer want to approach you as if I am pleading for crumbs when you have already prepared a table. I no longer want to live as though I am waiting for permission when you have already given authority. I recognize that many times my prayers were sincere, but misaligned. I prayed as if the outcome depended on my intensity rather than your finished work. I prayed as if I were fighting uphill rather than standing on holy ground already claimed by Christ. Today, I lay that posture down. Realign my heart, Lord. Correct my perspective where fear distorted it. Adjust my spiritual stance so that my prayers rise from confidence rooted in Christ, not insecurity rooted in circumstance. Let my inner posture change before my outer conditions do. Teach me to pray with awareness of what has already been accomplished, rather than anxiety about what might happen. Teach me to pray remembering who you are and who I am in you. Remind me again, Father, that I do not fight to gain freedom. I live from freedom. I do not strive to earn favor. I walk in favor. I do not chase breakthrough as if it were distant or delayed. I carry it because Christ lives in me. Let this truth sink deeper than information. Let it move from my thoughts into my convictions. Let it reshape my language so that my words reflect faith rather than fear. Let it influence my reactions so that I respond with trust rather than panic. Let it guide my expectations so that I anticipate your faithfulness rather than brace for disappointment. Lord, awaken my awareness of the authority you have entrusted to me as your child. Not an authority to dominate others, but an authority to stand firm. Not an authority to control situations, but an authority to govern my own heart, thoughts, and responses under your lordship. Teach me that authority begins within. It begins with aligning my thoughts with truth. It begins with choosing faith over fear. It begins with refusing to agree with lies that contradict your word. You have placed power in my words, faith in my heart, and victory in my identity. Help me stop speaking like someone hoping to be rescued and start speaking like someone already redeemed. When I speak, Let my words reflect assurance rather than uncertainty. Let them carry life rather than self-doubt. Teach me to recognize immediately when fear, confusion, discouragement, or defeat attempt to settle in my mind, my emotions, or my home. Give me discernment to identify them quickly and courage to take authority over them without hesitation. They have no rightful claim over me. They do not belong here. They are not allowed to take residence in my thoughts or shape my future. Through Christ, I am more than a conqueror. I am not a victim of circumstances, but a vessel of victory. I am not defined by what has happened to me, but by what Christ has done for me. I am not living under the weight of defeat, but under the covering of grace. Let this identity become my default mindset. Let it inform how I wake up, how I walk through challenges, and how I rest at night. Father, let my prayers no longer sound like whispers of weakness, but like declarations of dominion aligned with your will. Not loud or arrogant, but grounded and confident. When I speak peace, let peace take root deeply and firmly. When I declare healing, let restoration begin in ways both seen and unseen. When I proclaim hope, let darkness retreat without resistance. Not because of my tone or emotion, but because of the authority of Christ living within me. Teach me to trust the power of truth spoken in alignment with heaven. Train my tongue to speak life consistently, not only when circumstances are favorable, but especially when they are challenging. Train my mind to agree with truth even when emotions resist it. Train my heart to remain anchored in what you have promised rather than what circumstances suggest. When feelings contradict faith, remind me that truth does not change based on emotion. When situations feel unstable, remind me that your word remains firm. Lord, help me understand deeply that authority does not mean arrogance, but alignment. It does not mean pride, but obedience. It does not mean striving, but surrender. Authority flows from intimacy with you, not effort. It is expressed through humility, not force. Teach me to walk in authority with gentleness. Teach me to carry confidence without harshness. Teach me to express boldness through love. Let my strength be steady, not loud. Let my confidence be rooted, not reactive. Let my faith be calm, not frantic. Teach me to enforce the victory of Christ, not through constant striving, but through faith-filled obedience. When resistance arises, remind me that opposition is not evidence of failure, but often confirmation that I am walking in truth. When spiritual or emotional attacks come, help me not to panic or retreat, but to stand. Remind me that no weapon formed against me will prosper. Not one accusation will stick. Not one lie will prevail. Not one attempt to intimidate or discourage will have the final word. You are my defender. You are my shield. You are my strong tower. I am surrounded by your power, sealed by your spirit, and covered by your grace. Let this awareness replace fear with confidence. Let it quiet my mind and steady my heart. Like David running toward Goliath, teach me to face challenges not with hesitation, but with holy confidence. I do not come in my own strength, my own wisdom, or my own ability, but in the name of the Lord of hosts. I do not rely on my preparation alone, but on your presence. The battle belongs to you, and because it belongs to you, victory is not uncertain, it is guaranteed. Help me stop measuring battles by my capacity and start measuring them by your promises. Help me remember that giants shrink in the presence of truth and that fear loses its grip when faith stands firm. Lord, help me shift fully from survival to authority, from reaction to revelation, from fear to faith. Let me stop shrinking back when pressure rises and start standing firm in who you say I am. When circumstances try to redefine me, anchor me again in my identity in Christ. When past failures try to speak louder than present grace, silence them with truth. When fatigue tries to convince me that I am powerless, remind me that your strength is perfected in weakness. I receive today, not as a concept, but as a living truth, that I am not powerless, not forgotten, not defeated. I am seated with Christ in heavenly places, and that position changes how I walk on earth. It changes how I face challenges. It changes how I respond to pressure. It changes how I speak, how I decide, how I endure. Wherever I go, victory goes with me, not because I am strong, but because Christ is victorious. Teach me to recognize that every struggle I face is an opportunity to enforce what has already been won. Every challenge is a place to apply truth. Every opposition is a reminder that the enemy cannot undo what you have established. Let this understanding reshape my confidence from the inside out. Let it steady my emotions when uncertainty tries to rise. Let it silence doubt when questions feel heavy. Let it replace striving with assurance, anxiety with peace, and fear with trust. As I walk in this authority, guard my heart from pride and keep me deeply rooted in dependence on you. Remind me daily that authority flows from intimacy, not effort, from surrender, not control, from abiding, not striving. Keep me close to you so that my strength never becomes disconnected from my source. And as I stand here now, grounded in victory, confident in your promises, aware of the authority entrusted to me, I sense you leading me beyond standing and into renewal, beyond authority and into restoration, beyond victory and into the deep breath of blessing that refreshes everything that has been poured out along the way. Now I pause in your presence, Lord, and allow you to restore what has been poured out. Father, I thank you that you do not only strengthen me for battle, but you also refresh me after the fight. You are not only the God who sends me forward, but the God who calls me to rest, to breathe, to be renewed in your presence. In this quiet space with you, I intentionally slow down my soul. I release the urgency that the world presses on me, and I choose to sit under the gentle covering of your peace. I recognize, Lord, that restoration is not something I must earn, but something you freely give when I remain with you. I bring before you every place where I have been running on empty, every area where I have given more than I had, every moment where I kept going without stopping to be refilled. I place my body, my mind, my emotions, my relationships, and my future into your hands, asking you to breathe new life into every place that has felt depleted. Where fatigue has lingered longer than it should, release freshness now. Where discouragement quietly tried to take root, let joy rise again like morning light. Where hope has felt fragile, strengthen it with the certainty of your promises. Where disappointment dulled my expectations, awaken anticipation again. I ask you now, Lord, to renew me completely, not partially, not temporarily, but deeply and thoroughly. Reach beyond the surface and touch the hidden places where weariness settled unnoticed. Restore what pressure drained. Heal what stress eroded. Rebuild what constant responsibility slowly wore down. Lord, restore my joy. Not a shallow happiness tied to circumstances, but a steady joy anchored in the unchanging truth that you are with me, you are for me, and you are faithful to complete what you have begun. Let laughter return where heaviness once lived. Let gratitude replace complaint. Let contentment silence comparison. Let peace settle where anxiety once dominated my thoughts. Refresh my mind where it has been cluttered by worry, overthinking, and mental noise. Cleanse my thoughts from fear-based patterns. Reorder my priorities so that what matters most receives my best attention. Realign my focus with eternal truth rather than temporary pressure. Teach me, Lord, to move at the rhythm of heaven rather than the relentless pace of this world. I do not want to rush ahead of you, driven by impatience, nor lag behind you, weighed down by fear. I want to walk in step with your spirit, attentive to your leading, sensitive to your voice, responsive to your gentle corrections. Train my heart to recognize your nudges. Quiet every distraction that pulls me away from your presence. Let obedience become natural, not forced. Let discernment become clear, not confusing. Lord, renew my body where it has grown tired from carrying responsibilities, expectations, and stress. Strengthen my physical frame. Restore energy where exhaustion has lingered. Regulate my rest so that I no longer ignore what my body needs. Teach me to honor the limits you designed for me without guilt or shame. Help me understand that rest is not weakness, but obedience. That pausing is not laziness, but wisdom. Restore healthy rhythms of sleep, work, prayer, and stillness so that my life reflects balance rather than burnout. Let my days no longer be driven by pressure, but guided by purpose. Father, I lift up my relationships to you. Where tension has existed, bring reconciliation. Where misunderstanding has created distance, bring clarity and compassion. Where words spoken in pain have wounded hearts, bring healing and humility. Heal broken connections that align with your will, and give me wisdom regarding those that require boundaries. Teach me to forgive quickly without keeping record of wrongs. Teach me to love generously without condition. Teach me to communicate with grace, patience, and truth. Let my words bring life rather than division. Let my presence bring peace rather than pressure. Let my home be a place of safety, peace, and joy. Let it be a refuge from the noise of the world and a dwelling place for your presence. Let your spirit rest within my family and those I love. Cover them with your protection when I cannot be near. Strengthen their faith when doubts arise. Refresh their hearts when they grow weary. Provide for their needs according to your riches and wisdom. Let our household be a living testimony that where you dwell, there is harmony, provision, healing, and hope. Lord, renew my sense of purpose. Breathe life back into dreams that disappointment tried to bury. Revive callings that fear caused me to neglect or postpone. Restore vision where weariness narrowed my perspective. Remind me that my life is not accidental, that every breath carries intention, and that every season, even the difficult ones, holds meaning in your hands. Help me see opportunities where I once saw obstacles. Help me recognize divine appointments hidden in ordinary moments. Train my eyes to see beyond inconvenience and my heart to respond with obedience. Fill my days with purpose and holy energy, not frantic striving. Teach me to work from rest rather than for rest. Let my productivity flow from alignment, not anxiety. Let my confidence come from your presence, not performance. When I feel uncertain about my direction, Remind me that you guide step by step, not all at once. When I feel tempted to measure my worth by results, bring me back to the truth that my value is secure in you alone. Father, I place my future before you without fear. I release the need to control outcomes I cannot predict. I surrender timelines I tried to enforce. I trust you with both open doors and closed ones, knowing that you prepare both with wisdom and love. Surround me with your favor like a shield. Let every step I take be guided by your peace. If I step out of alignment, gently redirect me. If I grow uncertain, steady me. If I grow weary, strengthen me. If I grow distracted, refocus me. Let my life radiate your goodness so that others encounter you through my words, my actions, and my character. Use my restored strength as a testimony of your power. Let my endurance point people to your faithfulness. Let my joy reveal your grace. I want my life to speak louder than my words, declaring that you restore, renew, and redeem. Let my obedience reflect gratitude. Let my humility reflect trust. Let my perseverance reflect hope. And now, Lord, as this prayer draws to a close, I recognize that I am not the same as when I began. I entered weary, and I rise renewed. I came burdened, and I stand lighter. I approached uncertain, and I leave anchored. I am clothed in strength, grounded in peace, and filled with gratitude. You are my strength, my victory, my renewal, and my blessing. You are my refuge and my song. This day begins in your strength, continues in your presence, and will end in your praise. Before I step fully into what this day holds, I lift up every person praying alongside me, every heart connected to this moment. May they feel your power resting upon them, your peace surrounding them, and your strength rising within them. Cover them with peace that surpasses understanding. Remind them that no battle they face today will have the final word, because you already have. Bless every soul seeking you, every life leaning on you, every heart open to you in this sacred moment. Let this prayer ripple outward, awakening courage, hope, healing, and renewal wherever it is heard. In the mighty and faithful name of Jesus, I declare that today we rise renewed, restored, strengthened, and unshakable. Amen. Finally, my dear friends, this morning we did more than simply pray. We walked through a journey together, a journey that moved from surrender to strength, from courage to victory, from exhaustion to renewal. What began as a quiet moment in God's presence became a path of transformation, one step at a time, as we allowed Him to shape our hearts, steady our minds, and restore our spirits. Now I want to challenge you to do something more than listen once and move on. I want to invite you to live this prayer daily. Each phase of this prayer is like a seed of strength planted deep within your soul. And like any seed, it only grows when it is nurtured. When you return to it, when you repeat it, when you allow it to sink in, that seed begins to take root and bear fruit. Here is my invitation to you. Choose one phase and listen to it twice a day. Once in the morning to set the direction of your thoughts and anchor your heart before the day begins. And once at night to let it settle within you, to quiet your spirit, and to prepare your heart for rest. Let the prayer shape how you think, how you respond, and how you walk through your day. Allow phase 1 to humble you. Let phase 2 strengthen you. Let phase 3 make you bold. Let phase 4 teach you how to endure. Let phase 5 remind you that the victory is already yours. And let phase 6 restore and refresh your soul. Do this for 7 days. just 7. And watch what happens. You will begin to think differently, pray differently, and walk with a quiet, steady confidence that does not disappear when the day becomes difficult. This is more than a challenge. It is an invitation to transformation. Let prayer become your rhythm. Let every moment become an act of worship. And by the end of this week, you will not just feel stronger, you will become unshakable.